now to NewsNation's Law and Justice contributor, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, really good to have you always, especially on a morning like this. Two of the four victims' family members have released a statement urging President Scott Green to stop the demolition this morning. As you know, this has garnered really polarizing opinions as to what should happen to this home. I'm just first curious where you stand on this. Is demolishing this home ahead of trial a mistake today?
I think it's a mistake, Markie. Look, once you demolish it, you can never get it back. And that house, even though it's been altered, still can answer a lot of questions for jurors. It can answer what those stairs sound like. It could answer a question of Dylan Mortensen. What was her angles when she saw the intruder? It can answer the proximity of that house to that Ring camera that recorded very important information that we have in the probable cause affidavit. So I think it will be a true mistake if this house is demolished, which it looks like it's going to be, Markie.
Yeah, in just 4 hours. You know, Jennifer, I have the statement from the Gonzalez and the Cronodal families right in front of me here. They list off a litany of questions, you know, how will you be able to answer these if the house is gone? Is there audio evidence? What can you hear standing outside the house? What can you hear inside the house? What were the vantage points of the roommates? The president of the university obviously made a very different decision here, and we can argue all day long, you know, for legal or trial reasons, should this house stay? But is the president, should he have been more obligated to the current students and staff at this university and their healing process? Did he make the right choice for the school, I guess?
I think when you put into the balance, Markie, possible justice being affected in terms of juror decisions if they ended up touring that house, compared with the eyesore or the, you know, view that it holds some sort of reminder. Look, no one is going to forget what happened there. And I just think when you weigh that out, that house should stay.
Yeah. You know, in cases like this where the scene of the crime will be destroyed before a trial is even set to begin, for the prosecution and also the defense, what kind of access have they had? What have they recorded to be able to show to this jury next year, who, of course, won't be able to walk it and see it for themselves?
Well, they're going to be able to make a model. They're going to have amazing video coverage of what happened. But Markie, as I always say, just think of the video that you might see when you're looking for a home, and then you go to the home and you say, wait a minute, that ceiling is way taller, or, oh my gosh, the acoustics are terrible in here, or those stairs are creaking. So no video will ever take the place. And recall too, Markie, in the Murdoch trial, how important that visit was. Jurors spent over 30 minutes there, and jurors said later that really helped them make the decision.
Yeah, and so, you know, with this specific case, you bring up that point, with this jury not being able to walk the home, see the home, like you're saying, how will that impact their decision making? And do you think there's already so much evidence stacked up against Kohberger that a house tour wouldn't make much of a difference here?
Well, certainly the prosecution is holding that. That's what they believe, Markie. They think that they have such a strong case, they don't need the house. Meanwhile, the defense is saying, we don't want anyone in that murder house. That's how it would be viewed. So neither side really cares about this house remaining. But who does care, as we've pointed out, are these victim families, Markie. And we don't know how it will affect the jurors, and now we will never know.
Yeah, and Jennifer, just a couple seconds left. Is there any chance something changes at the 11th hour here, where these families asking the legal system to put a stop to this? Is there any chance that request comes to fruition?
I don't think so, Markie, especially since the prosecution nor the defense has asked for it. And interestingly, Markie, it's in the hands of the president of the University of Idaho. And that is the interesting part. He could change his mind, but it seems like this train is rolling way down the track at this point, and it's not going to change.
Yeah, we know this house was given to the school after these heinous murders took place by the homeowner. So, yeah, in the school's hands this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.